Greetings and salutations. So we were told to go to what's his name? Murdaw? Yeah. Murdaw's lair. Which is through the checkpoint to the south. I don't quite remember where that checkpoint is, but we'll find it. They are kind of obvious, so we shouldn't have too much trouble. This is probably going to be a two-part video because I need to grind and build up Ashlyn a little bit. I think she's, well, I know she's level 5 from the HUD there. And we can't have that. Seems to me that Murdaw's Lair would probably be a pretty good place to do a bit of grinding, if I can find it. It's nice coming to this game after practicing the 8 bosses and Dr. Wily in Mega Man 4 for 2 hours. Now, needless to say, I'm a little burned out, so it's nice to kind of sit down and play an RPG. Of course, that game isn't that hard. I don't really think anyone needs to play it or would need to take 2 hours to beat that stuff. And I went there before. You know, it's just that I am trying to do it without dying or using any energy tanks, so that makes it a little bit tougher. But enough about that. This is Dragon Quest, and we'll talk about Dragon Quest stuff. Yeah, as I said, I've only really played 1, 3, and I think 7 and 8. Yeah, I think that's what I played out of the series. So the series is pretty new to me. I didn't even finish 7 if I remember correctly. And I played 3 so long ago I might as well have never played it. I'll have to do 5 as well. I might have 5 for the Nintendo DS. I'll have to check my my collection. Although I do want to hold off on DS games until the Desmumi, or I don't know how it's exactly pronounced, that the emulator that I'm running it on gets a little bit more refined. Maybe if I get a slightly better computer. It seems that my you know, it's one or the other is causing that weird sound issue, so it might not be for every game either. It might just be that this game uses a lot of resources. But at any rate, I do certainly have 5 for the Super Nintendo. I have a translation of it, so I could always do that somewhere down the line. That game I did play that game. I didn't like play it though. I only really kind of played like 10-15 minutes of it. But it was interesting because you would have to go through this cave in the beginning, and you'd be given instructions to follow. Where the hell is this checkpoint? I thought this would be really easy and just take a minute. Why would it be easy? I should remember it, right? It has been a while since I've played this, so you know we'll have some technical difficulties. But yeah, anyway, you have to go through a cave in 5 in the very beginning, and what you do in that cave essentially determines your stats or abilities or something. And I was kind of impressed by that. I thought that was really cool kind of mechanic they had in there. It was something I've seen similar things with I can't remember the name of the game. They were PlayStation 2 RPGs, or remakes or something, but they had a question system where you had to answer some questions and that would determine your stats. Or in the Elder Scrolls, the old Elder Scrolls games, you would actually determine your class by questions you answered. Of course, that was purely optional. Let's go through this gate and stop dilly-dallying. Talk way too much. Oh, this can't be good. You alright, bro? There's no response. It's just a corpse. Wow. That got dark. This game got dark quick, guys. It's kind of like Crystallis, if you remember. If you guys watched my series on that. I won't spoil any of that, though. Oh, well, there's a priest here. Such savage wounds. What monstrous beast could have done this? Ah, pardon me. I am an itinerant priest, as you can see. I can be of service to you. Okay, so we can save our game here. Or do a bunch of other things, which I will not do. Mainly because if this video doesn't turn out. Well, you know, I could just save. Actually, come to think of it. Whatever, who cares? So there's poison swamps. I forget where he said this was exactly. But we'll find it. We'll be alright. One thing I do have to kind of complain about with this game, and I think it's really more of a matter of the remake. This world map is a Gustodian. The world map that you can see overhead, it's not the easiest thing to read. And I kind of have the luxury of playing this on the computer, and I was able to magnify the image a bit. In fact, that might be what's causing my CPU to bottleneck out, and think of it. But at any rate, even with the image blown up, I find it a little difficult to read. And it's you have all this. It's because they did too good of a job almost. There's all these colors and I don't know what I'm talking about. 2 hours of loathsome leak. 2 hours of frickin' fighting the same bosses over and over again in Mega Man has affected me. Okay, so I guess we go across the poison swamp and get poisoned. I feel like there's something here. Nope. There is a random battle. At least we're looking good on hit points and everything. I guess the poison swamp is kind of like the one from the first game, where it just kind of damages you a little bit. I was a little worried that it would poison me. Okay, level 6, great. 2 whole hit points, amazing. 2 magic points. 0 strength, 0 agility, 0 resilience, 1 wisdom. And we got a spell called Sizz. Well, that was probably one of the worst level ups I've ever seen. Congratulations, Ashlyn. Okay, so I don't know where this goes. I thought this, well, at least this portion of the video would be like a 5-minute video. Oh, Deadly Dodo. You gotta love these enemies. At least it's interesting. You get to go through a cave. It's always exciting. This is definitely a bit of a cave game. Not too many though, at least they don't overdo it. Or anything here. I don't know why I'm examining everything tonight. Even though I've been peeking at facts and guides. Burning Man. Oh my god. Yeah, I've been peeking at that stuff. I haven't really been reading too much. I do kind of want to play this, oh, it's a pretty good experience. I'm gonna play this at least in a semi-fair manner. You gotta visit that skeleton. That's a lot of rams. Hopefully we can do enough damage to them. Something tells me we won't. We'll have, yep, we'll have one left. That's great. Be nice if Ashlyn got more than like 0 strength every level. Nothing here. Nope. Okay. We'll go. Oh, another fight. More deadly dodos. I misread that when I first saw. I thought it said deadly dildo. That was you know. My mind is always in the gutter. Not always, but sometimes. Oh, and I think we went the wrong way, because it looks like we're at the exit. Of course, you never want to go through the exit first in a video game. You always want to look for sweet, sweet treasure. Or maybe it's... yeah, that's the exit. We could use the experience anyway. That's a lot of enemies. And we'll put Carver over here. I find it odd that you don't really target a specific enemy, you target groups. I don't know if that was like a convention in Dragon Warrior later on, or not. I do know it isn't completely alien to RPGs in general, so... well, they can do a little bit of damage there. Some experience would be nice, or level up, I mean, yeah. Getting experience, I want the level up, right? Okay, I guess we'll just heal her. One thing I never really cared for that Dragon Warrior does, or Dragon Quest, or whatever you want to call it, is that they're... oh, haha. You got me. Guardvark. Yeah, one thing that they do that I never really cared for a whole lot, and I probably bitched about this before, is that their magic spells are always preset. Always preset damage, preset healings. They presets the healings. Talking like frickin' Toki from Metalocalypse. Anyway. It's all preset, and I never really cared for that much. It kind of makes mages and stuff like that, it makes them feel kind of stagnant as classes, and it's often very hard to balance that. Oh well, Jimbobo's level 18, 6 hit points, 3 magic points. Well, yeah, at least someone gets some strength. 7 agility, damn. 5 wisdom. That was a good level up. So one thing I'm going to try doing when off screen is kind of shrinking down the magnification. Maybe that will use a little less CPU, and we can get better sound quality, which would be nice, right? Okay, level 7 Ashlyn. 2 whole hit points, 2 whole magic points. Oh my god, we got 1 strength, 1 agility. Wow, she's girl on fire. Well, this is getting very interesting here. Yeah, hopefully bringing down the magnification will help a bit. Because anytime you have to scale up an image, you know, you're making your computer work harder. Hopefully I'll be able to, you know, in editing, scale up the video enough so that you guys can see it. I know it's already probably pretty small. And that's even after I've scaled it up now. I scale it up from what I have, so hopefully I'll be able to, you know, kind of enlarge the image without stretching it out or totally destroying the quality. I'll probably have to do some test runs on that. We'll see how it goes. Even as it stands, like I think I increased the size maybe about 20% or so, I forget offhand. Even then it kind of, you can kind of see that it kind of has some negative consequences on the end result, but you know, for the sake of people watching on mobile and stuff like that, I couldn't imagine, you know, trying to watch an Iron Helmet, yeah, trying to watch something like this, like, you know, in the tiny, tiny resolution that it natively has. I mean, you're talking, you know, the size of the DS screen is not big. So we'll see how it all goes. I can also probably put, there's a partition that you can actually put in these, that might help. And let's see. 9 hit points, good job, Carver. 7 magic points. Oh, that's one thing I do forget, is that, forbearance, so that sounds good. One thing I forget is that these guys all kind of, they get better. You know, it's kind of weird. They get better as they level up. They get better level ups as they level up, I should say. So yeah, I guess this isn't going to be a short video, or a 2-part video. It might just turn into 1 video. Oh, another level. Millie leveled up. 5 hit points, 6 magic points. 2 strength, 7 agility, resilience, wisdom. That's good. It's good stuff, all of that. You know, it's funny, when I was a kid, I was all about, like, defense and evasion. Well, not so much evasion, but, like, straight defense. Like, I don't know why. Any kind of armor or anything that would mitigate damage, I was all about it. I don't know why. But yeah, I had a phase like that. Now at this point in my life, I'm a little more aggressive in RPGs. I'm a little more, like, attack-oriented. I mean, of course I have, you know, like 20 years or, well, more. Man, I feel old. Yeah, you know, over 20 years of playing this type of game under my belt. I mean, if you really want to go far back, you know, you're talking nearly 30, but I didn't really get into RPGs until I was, you know, in my maybe 12, 13. But yeah, so I've become a little bit more aggressive. But, you know, I've learned a lot in those years. Deadly, an gargoyle? I probably should have put more people on that. Yeah. No, at least it's not that deadly. Millie was unable to harm him at all. That's great. Or was it Ashlyn who failed to harm him? I think it was Ashlyn. So it seems that there's two ways down here. I don't know which way we want. We want to take the ladder. We want to take this way. Decisions, decisions, decisions. And I'm very interested to see what is going to happen with these classes we're going to be able to get. We're not quite up to that point yet, but we will be. I guess pretty soon. We're about a third of the way through this game, so I can't see them putting it off much longer. They do make you wait, though, to change up classes, at least in the later ones in 7. You go through a lot of the game before you can change classes. And as I said, I didn't really care for 7. All the others I found to be pretty decent. Okay, so it looks like the entrance to his lair is around there somewhere. All the others I found to be pretty decent, this one included. It was at least what I've played of it. And 7, I just couldn't get into it. They did remake that as well. And I have to admit, as much as I didn't like 7, the remake seems like it's pretty legit. Like they fixed a lot of the stuff I didn't like about it. At least it looks that way. And that helps a lot. And we got another level up. Level 8. 2 hit points, 2 magic points, and some attributes. Another terrible, terrible level up. At least she got Zoom. That's something she can put on her resume now. And we got a Seed of Magic. Nice. And we'll have Jimbobo eat that right away. I might save these actually pretty soon. Just because I like using those seeds and stuff and just seeing, you know, like a sudden dramatic change in the character as they get, like, you know, stronger. And of course I give that all to Jimbobo. Now in some of the Dragon Quest games, I think it was in 3, enemies would drop those kinds of things. They'd drop seeds of strength. Of course you'd have to fight them constantly to get one, but they would drop them. And I am going to have to do 3. I will do a Let's Play of 3 eventually. That was a really excellent game. It had some really interesting classes. One of my favorite, it probably sounds odd, I really liked the merchant in that game. They weren't really all that great, but they could do things. I think they could check to see if items were cursed. I think they could see the value of things or something, and they would actually find extra bits of gold, which was helpful in that game. They weren't the best of fighters or anything though, but they were just cool to have. And I think I don't remember, but I think you could actually swap party members out and stuff. I'm kind of stretching it here. I don't really remember too well. And I might be kind of conflating it with Double Moon Densetsu. And if you guys like, you know, this kind of game, a Dragon Warrior, Dragon Quest style game, Double Moon Densetsu was a Japanese, well, Japan only release. It never saw the light of day in North America or Europe. That was very much inspired by Dragon Warrior and Dragon Quest. So I always say Dragon Warrior. I know it's Dragon Quest these days, but you know, and that's what we know it as, is Dragon Warrior. But anyway, it was very much inspired by the Dragon Quest games. It was a later game on the NES, or on the Famicom, as it's called in Japan. But that got a translation a few years back. You know, fan translation. So you can always grab the ROM. I won't tell you where to get them though, you'll have to find it yourself. Only because of, you know, legal reasons. I really have obviously no problem with emulation. But, you know, this I totally bought the game and ripped it and, you know, used something, you know, yeah, this is my own copy. I made this totally legit. I'm doing. Definitely didn't pirate this. But yeah, anyway, you can get the ROM, and you can go on to romhacking.net. Great site. I highly recommend it. If you don't know how to patch ROMs, I'm not going to tell you here because it would be a long, boring thing. You'll need to look that up. It's not hard to do. And you can get the translation patch for this, or excuse me, not this, but for Double Moon Densetsu. So it's a pretty good translation, if I remember correctly. It's, you know, I mean, it's a fan translation, so it's a little, you know, it's got that, you know, it's a little sterile, I guess you could say, but it was a pretty competent job, I would say, that they did. Oh wow, they really hurt. But yeah, as I was saying, you know, I digress so much. Sorry about that, guys, but my point about Double Moon Densetsu was it allowed you, it had a pretty big cast of characters. They all had their own class, and that was kind of set. The only person who could really choose their class was the main character at the beginning of the game. Oh man, we're getting killed here. Kill him! Man, this is getting tense. But it had a pretty interesting cast. It was a pretty good game overall. It had some eccentricities. I wrote a review for it. I even think I have the save file up on the site. But yeah, if that's your thing, give it a play. You might like it. Of course, even if just for the you know, even if you can just have the bragging rights and say you played it and beat it, because it was kind of a tougher game as RPG goes, or yeah, as RPGs go. It wasn't super easy. There was a lot of insta-deaths kind of enemies, and if the main character died, the game is over, which I didn't really, that was one of the things I didn't like about it. It's still worth a look. And it had some really interesting ideas that I never really saw. Well, I did see replicated, but they were never really used a whole lot, even later on, so, you know, good stuff. Speaking of ROM hacks, we'll probably have to do some eventually. But I have so many games, so much ground to cover. I was going over things And I really need to do some TurboGrafx 16. Even some more Sega, some more Sega Master System, some more Sega Genesis, some more computer games. There's just so much out there, and I have so many games. I don't, bit by bit though. First, I'm gonna have to inflict a few bad games on myself. And I'll be doing that very soon with Hunt for Red October, when I'm finished this game. That was a Nintendo game. It was very terrible, based off the movie. 2 hit points, yay, 2 magic points, yay. Well, at least we got some strength. Maybe she'll be able to damage something. That'd be nice, right? So we're getting close to his lair here. This is really turning out to be a longish video. The enemy suddenly attack. I don't know, did 2 different people do the the translation? Because I feel like the in-battle translations are kind of sloppy. Oh man, they're gonna nuke me into oblivion. Alright. And then we'll use some mid-heal on Carver, and we're gonna have her do something. She needs to do something. We'll do Sizz. It's probably not going to do any good now. Oh well, we kind of lucked out. That did terrible damage. I'm gonna have to look up the mechanics for that. Maybe the attack spells aren't set. That'd be nice. Okay, here we are at the gates of the enemy stronghold. The enemy are defeated. How did we miss that? Oh. I guess we'll have to go get that chest. I guess when we went through that cave, we should have went down the path or something. Yeah, we'll go get it. Why not? We'll use one of these 10,000 herbs I have. Actually, I don't have a lot anymore. Hopefully we'll find a place where we can get some respite. Because we're getting our asses beat here. Mainly because of those guys. Those are the ass whoopers. I probably should have done some leveling. And we're really kind of starting to show our weakness. There's more group nukes. You gotta love them. As our party does no damage. Alright. I guess we'll have to heal someone or somehow. Who's the weakest? I guess Nelly. I don't know. At least Sis does someday. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Oh well. Of course, it doesn't kill anything. It does nothing. One thing I probably should have done that the guide did advise and I didn't do, mainly because I never really had much patience for it, is the casino. And there is a game that I really actually liked quite a bit. It was called Persona for PlayStation 1. That had a casino, and I think that was the last time I really sat down and did that in a game. I just remember sitting there for hours, just hitting the button, trying to win enough money to get the items. And if we did that, we would have some really snazzy stuff. A level up would be really nice. Something would be nice, actually. Anything. Carver needs some life. Okay. And we'll heal Jimbo though. Nasty, nasty enemies. Oh, I see we go this way. Okay, well that's not too bad. Okay, well this is good. We got a surprise attack. Hopefully we can get another level up or two for Ashlyn real quick. I feel like the experience, like it takes forever to level up in this game. That's one thing. This game's supposed to have all these multi-classes and stuff. I don't know how it works, but if you have to level each one up, that's pretty crazy. We got magic water. Okay. What does magic water do? Oh, well, that's good. A little MP. You can't complain about that. Excuse me, I had to get a sip of drink here. I don't know how far we'll go into this level, because it is getting late. And I didn't plan out a very long expedition. In fact, what I might do is I might get to the gates here and kind of just cut the video, maybe do some leveling up, and then walk back to civilization and heal up. Yeah, I think that might be a very good idea, come to think of it, and then backtrack to the gates and resume the video. Or maybe even make it a new episode. I don't know, I'll have to see how long this has gone. I think it's about half an hour. So maybe I'll just, maybe I'll just make it a one-part video. So I lied to you guys at the beginning. Of course, that knife always works when we don't care. Like, that thing doesn't really... These damselflies aren't really dangerous, and the paralyzing knife always seems to paralyze the things that aren't much of a threat. That's how it goes, right? Okay, so here we go. We are at the gate. I am going to... Oh, and we got in a fight. But yeah, as I was saying, I'm going to pause the video here, or stop it, and sign off. Oh, after we get this level up, please be Ashlyn. No, it's Carver. That's okay. Because, you know, stronger is better, right? So he's doing really well. Oh, we got another level up. Ashlyn's level 10. 2 hit points, 2 magic points. And at least we got a little bit of everything here. I will be using that evac spell for sure. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry I lied to you in the beginning and said that we'd be we'd be making it a 2-part video, but it's a 1-part video, and it's, you know, it's maybe a little longer, I don't know. But whatever. So thank you so much for watching. I will be back with more. I'm going to go level up, get these guys in good shape for fighting whatever is beyond those doors. So, you know, everyone will be a little bit stronger when you see this next. And until next time, good luck and happy gaming.